Elvis Presley and his vehicles. Part 31. Cars Elvis drove, but didn't own, 1958 to 1960. While doing his military duty in West Germany in late 1958 through early March of 1960, Elvis did buy a couple of cars to drive over there. First he purchased a 1957 BMW 507, then two Mercedes sedans, a VW Beetle and lastly a 1953 Cadillac. However, there were other cars which he drove, or was seen with during his year and a half in Europe. In this video we're going to look at those cars. The type of car Elvis drove most frequently during his time in West Germany was of course the Willys Jeep. He was stationed at the 32nd Tank Battalion and his job in the beginning was as a Jeep driver for Sergeant Ira Jones. The Jeep M38 was a military version of the then current civilian CJ3A. It was produced between 1949 and 1952. Elvis was seen driving such Jeeps in Germany as well as the newer model of Jeeps. The Willys Jeep M38A1 was the first Willys Jeep with a significantly restyled body, immediately recognizable by its rounded hood and fenders. It formed the basis for the civilian and commercial Jeep CJ5. It was widely procured by the U.S. military from 1952 until 1957. The M38A1 was the first Army Jeep to use the Willys Hurricane F-Head 134 cubic inch inline-4 engine. Most of the photos of Elvis in a Jeep is in a M38A1. Since Elvis was at the 32nd Tank Battalion, tanks were a part of their inventory. Elvis didn't really drive tanks in Germany, however he was seen around them. The tanks were primarily M48 Pattons and M42 Dusters. Elvis was even photographed sitting in a helicopter. These photos are from January 1960. When Elvis purchased the BMW 507 on December 21, 1958 in Frankfurt, he was seen trying out a 1959 BMW Isetta. In 1957 Elvis purchased a brand new blue 1957 Isetta, which he later traded in for a 1958 model, and gave to his manager Colonel Parker as a Christmas gift. Elvis used a 3-day pass to visit Munich in early March of 1959 and call unannounced on Vera Chekova, an 18-year-old actress whom he'd met a few months earlier. Here Elvis is seen driving Vera's mother's light green VW Carmen Ghia coupe. In the spring of 1959 when Elvis was out looking for a new car for his father, he considered a 1959 Opel Kapitän. In mid-June 1959, Elvis took a 14-day army furlough and visited Munich and then Paris, France. Joining him for the fun-filled, 2-week escape from army routine were friend Lamar Fike and army buddies Rex Mansfield and Charlie Hodge. In Paris on June 17 Elvis rented a 1958 Cadillac Series 62 convertible. On August 18, 1959, film producer Hal Wallace appropriately visited Elvis in Bad Nauheim in a 1959 Mercedes 300 SL Roadster. It was a rental, and Hal was starting production of the upcoming movie GI Blues. When Elvis got back to Hollywood in the summer of 1960, he shot his parts of the movie there. Early September 1959, Elvis with German friend Rosemarie Prass at Jedurner See. Here Elvis is seen in a Messerschmitt KR201. While living on Audubon Drive in Memphis, Elvis purchased a 1956 Messerschmitt, so this one most likely reminded him of it. July 8, 1959, in these photos Elvis is seen driving a 1957 to 1959 Puch VS50 moped. A fan brought it and Elvis took it for a ride. When Elvis got home to Memphis in early March of 1960, he started spending money on new cars like he did before his military service. Lots of cars passed through his ownership, among those 1960 Cadillac and Lincoln limousines and 1960 Rolls-Royce. In the upcoming episodes of this channel we're going to take a look at Elvis cars of the 1960s and 1970s. And that is it, on this subject. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe, share and like this video for more episodes about Elvis's cars.